Where I grew up in East Texas, it was a given that emotions could affect our health. There was always a neighbor who folks said had died of a broken heart. Our ministers preached sermons from the book of Proverbs. A merry heart, they said, does good like a medicine. Pleasant words are health to the bones. Health to the bones was a puzzler, because I also grew up with a healthy respect for Western science, which taught that disease was caused by bacteria and could be cured by drugs or scalpel. But during the last years of my father's long suffering with pain that no hospital or doctor could fix, I thought back to the folklore and biblical maxims and to the philosophers like Socrates, who told his fellow Greeks that the body could not be cured without the soul. What did they see in the natural world that our high-tech age was missing? Why did they believe that intangibles like hope and joy and purpose could help in the process of healing the body? This series is the result of that curiosity, and as I found out in our reporting, modern scientific researchers are also asking the same questions. Some of them think we're on the cusp of a revolution in medicine as important as the discovery of antibiotics like penicillin, a revolution that could take us into the future on the wings of modern science and ancient wisdom. To see what I could learn about healing in the mind from another culture, I traveled to the People's Republic of China. Chinese communism is less than 80 years old. The Chinese way of healing is rooted in an ancient past, and it survives today for just one reason. For the Chinese, it works.
Wonderful people.
My traveling companion and guide was Dr. David Eisenberg. Over a dozen years ago, David was the first American medical exchange student sent to China after the Cultural Revolution. Today, he is an internist in Boston, practicing Western medicine and teaching at Harvard Medical School. Chinese doctors pride themselves on their skills in modern Western medical techniques, but they do not hesitate to draw upon their own medical tradition, a legacy that is thousands of years old. The Chinese have a different geography of the body. What I discovered in China was another way of thinking about mind and body, about health and illness, and a phenomenon called Qi. Beijing, Dojiman Hospital. More than 2,500 patients pass through these doors every day. My journey into the curious world of Chinese medicine began here.
This is the largest hospital of traditional Chinese medicine in all of Beijing, probably the most famous in the country. All the people in this country have a choice of two completely separate medical systems. Western medicine, which is practiced very much the way our system is, although, they don't have all the facilities we do. Or this. This is purely traditional Chinese medicine with a few pockets of Western medicine here and there. But what they want is they want to be treated by herbs or needles or massage or meditation. That's why they're here.
So what kinds of problems come in that door with them?
Every kind of known illness that we've ever seen in the West walks through these doors.
When you came in that door a dozen years ago, did you have trouble entering this world?
I still do, 12 years later. They're pulling out the numbers for people to pick up their medicines. This says Western medicine. That says soup medicine. These are
what
medicines, soup. You buy the herbs. This gentleman collects his bag of herbs, and you go home and you boil them into a soup. There are hundreds and hundreds of substances back there that people are given as part of their weekly prescription for their severe medical illness. And they are there picking up these bags of herbs that they'll boil.
What kind of herbs are in there?
这里面有草药吗？
这里
These
是
herbal medicines. These are all herbal medicines. 你认识这个？ You recognize these?
我不懂这个药，反正我就是认识这个字儿，但是我不懂这
She
药。
said, I recognize the words, but I have no idea what the medicines are. And there are 12 of them here. So in each bag, there are these 12 medicines weighed out.
Why does she use herbs instead of Western prescriptions?
你也可以吃西药吗？
给我开的那个西药是那什么？是那个谷维素，是调节神经的。
Oh, she's also taking Western medicine.
Same time?
这两个都在一块儿可以。So she's taking, not at the same time, but Chinese medicine and Western medicine. This is the herbal pharmacy. This is really the nerve center of this whole hospital. This is where the bulk of all the Chinese medical therapy is, right here.
Look at this. These look like scorpions.
That's exactly right.
What are those?
全蝎，
有什么两个? It is a scorpion.
I'm not wrong. And this? Look.
这是葛芥，
That's a gecko, a lizard.
That's a medicine.
有什么用法? What's the use of this?
克化痰，
咳嗽的咳. It decreases cough and relieves sputum. So that one treats the symptom.
This?
这个是什么?
是党参，
党参. This is ginseng root, but it's the cheap form because there's some forms that cost thousands of dollars.
Like tea.
Like ginseng tea. That's right. 有什么用法? What is it used for?
补气。
This. Wait. This is great. This